in here for some of the people in Dallas, and I think you're going to see
always come up because as soon as Dak starts doing great, we go boom. We got to compare him to Mahomes. Boom. We got to compare him to Josh Allen. Yeah. We got to compare him to Joe Burrow. We got to compare him with Lamar Jackson. Why can't he just exist in his own goodness, in his own greatness? It's always a comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. Allow Dak Prescott to be good and have his moments before we start comparing him to somebody else. But we're doing it today because this is the show, and this is what we're going to do. No doubt. So I'm going to say right now, he's been playing on Josh Allen's level this year. Yeah. I would say he's been playing better throughout the year than Dak. Than Josh Allen
he's playing right now. This for these couple of games.
Moment this weekend.
Yeah, here we go.
Says on the beat, boy.
Cause he wanna light, headlights, I've been whipping midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the fence. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Headlights, I've been whipping midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that bitch into the fence. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah.
What's going on, Cowboy Faithful? It's your boy DMV back with another one, back in the lab. I know that you guys have been waiting for it. We're going to discuss the Buffalo Bills. I'm all for the Philadelphia Eagles victory lap. You know what I'm saying? We won that game. It was a big game last week. This week, we have to continue to win, to hold serve, and to really just be able to control the things that we can control. So the things that I kind of walked away with is, you know, I've been watching Buffalo for all year. You know, when I go to Mark's house and, you know, they played a lot of common opponents, so you get an opportunity to see them. I saw them against the Jets. I saw them against the Philadelphia Eagles, saw them against the Commanders. And the one thing that I can tell you about this team is, similar to us, when they get really, really bad teams, they'll get them up out of there. But when they get up against good teams, for the most part, they're going to play up to the level of the competition. So here are the three things that my takeaways for the Buffalo Bills, and then I'm going to get into keys of victory. So number one, man, they're a really good middle-of-the-pack team, but that's what they are. You know what I'm saying? They're not too high, not too low. So you're going to look at their rankings. You're going to look at the offensive rankings. You're going to look at the defensive rankings and say, yo, they're in the top 10 in both categories. Why are they, 7-6? It's because they don't play 4 quarters of football. You know what I'm saying? They're not they're not a consistent football team is what they, they're consistently inconsistent. And that's why they're 7-6. They can play like one of the top level teams, but then they can also play like a bottom of the barrel type team. So like the thing that I pointed out was, 1 week they'll beat the Chiefs, they'll play the Eagles, real tough. They'll beat the Dolphins, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll turn around and lose to the Jets, you know what I'm saying? Without Aaron Rodgers, they'll lose to the Patriots, you know what I'm saying? They'll lose to the Broncos. They'll lose to the Bengals, you know what I'm saying? So they're not the juggernaut that they once were. And I think Tuck said it best. They get a lot of credit for almost beating Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. They did beat him last week. That's neither here nor there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into the film, and we're gonna jump actually into that Chiefs game, and I'm gonna give you the keys of victory for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's get into it. This is a point that was brought up to me by my guy Rome. Dallas has to establish the run early and often. And I believe that they have really good edges, so Dallas can really get some good yardage in between the tackles, in between the guards. And the good thing about Dallas is Dallas has a really good interior line. And they have guys that can pull. They have tackles who are capable of, pinning defenders down where the guards can get around. I think that, things like powers, things like sweeps, things like counters. When I mean sweeps, I mean buck sweeps where both guards pull. I believe Dallas can, get some really good yardage in between those tackles. And our runners have been doing a really good job of finishing. The short game in the passing game is going to be very important because their corners are pretty solid. I think that where you want to attack them are their safeties eventually in the deep middle, but you got to kind of break them down with the short passing game and make these guys tackle. You know what I'm saying? Make them tackle in space. I'm not saying that they're a bad tackling team. They're actually one of the better defensive units in the game. But you got to kind of take what they give you and make them have to, work. But you have to be careful. Like I said, there, guys like Rousseau, who's very, very tall, can get into these passing lanes. So you have to be creative about how you use your short passing game. And as you can see, Kansas City did a very good job of doing that. They all over the place. They did it through schemes. They did it through screens, and they did a very good job of that. And when they tried to get down the field is where they struggled. But as you can see, there's a lot of room for yak. You know what I'm saying? Short yardage, and that can be your run game as well. Me and Rome had the conversation, and I said the run game is going to be important, but you can do that with passing. The Cowboys are going to have to watch out for James Cook. Now, the thing about it is that Buffalo, they kind of get in their own way, where they can make him a mismatch nightmare, as you can see right here up the rail. He's a guy that can catch out of the backfield. He's a guy that can run in between the tackles. They don't have a great line, but when he gets a seam, he can get going, as you can see right there on that play. And then again, he's going to get up the rail. They don't use him enough, in my opinion. I've seen Buffalo play quite a bit, and he could be their identity, but obviously they want to play hero ball. They want to do this Josh Allen is our hero gunslinger type identity, which I don't think is much of an identity at all. And that gets to my next point, where Josh Allen is going to Josh Allen. And if you play disciplined football, he's going to give you the football. He's going to give you opportunities. He's always leading up in the league in turnovers. You have to do a very good job of keeping him contained in the pocket, because obviously, I don't really think he likes going through his progressions. I think that he likes to run around and play slant football a lot of the times. And I think that people love that in their quarterbacks. Joy Taylor said all she said, but nobody's talking about him going through his progressions. And when he does, things like this happens, or lack of going through progressions. He can get antsy in that pocket if you keep it around, if you keep the people around him, especially kind of like we did with Jalen Hurts, the B gaps. And match Gilly up with Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is one of the top 3 receivers in the league. And Stephon Gilmore knows everybody's tricks of the trade. He knows everybody's tendencies. So match Gilly up with him and let Bland play all the other guys. And I bet Bland probably gets a pick 6 this week. Now, that's it, man. We saw the tape. We had the opportunity to really digest what it is there. And I do believe that there are some ways that Dallas can really go out there and make this game easy for themselves. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy game, but I think that Dallas can make it easy on themselves if they stick to who they are and just go out there and execute. Now, I do want to address some of the things that were said in the pregame, where Joy was talking about, every time Dak has a good game, we compare him to somebody big. Nah, every time some mediocre quarterback or middle of the pack guy starts playing well, you start comparing them to Dak. It's the other way around. You guys are the ones that keep Dak Prescott relevant with this offseason stuff. Y'all do it all of the time. So, it's only natural that when he starts playing well, you start putting him in the conversations with good people, because you guys know where the ratings lie. So don't play that. Don't play that game. We already know what it is. But, I do believe that Dak has been in that conversation for quite some time with the Josh Allen. I think he's been in that tier, right in that second tier. So let's not act like he just got to this level. Josh Allen, you guys cover Josh Allen a lot. You guys allow Josh Allen to make the mistakes that he makes. He's always leading the league in turnovers and stuff like that. And you guys don't look at that. You don't look at Mahomes leading the league in turnovers and stuff like that. Hell, Jalen Hurts has a lot of turnovers this year, and you guys overlook it, because you guys know what the clickbait is. And so don't play victim now. Don't play victim like every time he has a good game, this is what we compare him to. No, you guys have been comparing Dak to every damn body for years, and we're sick of the game. We're sick of it. But outside of that, man, I think there are ways that Dallas can win this game. And I appreciate all of your feedback, man. If you have any feedback, that observations, or maybe you don't watch film or anything like that, or maybe there's some things that you want me to do to get better, I'm an interactive channel, and I definitely, talk back and forth with the people in the comments. So if you have anything, feel free to reach out, man. I appreciate y'all, and I'm out. Peace.